Going on, people? Technical difficulties. It's a trip. I tell you, technology is one of pain in the ass at the same time. All right, what we're going to talk about is prepping your business for Q4. And it started because yesterday I had somebody that jumped on, and I'm just sitting here checking to make sure that this stream and that is actually started. I don't know if it's me, my internet. Let's see, we've got 32 seconds. What's the delay going to be? Let's see. Amigo, all right, we're live. All right, I'm going to repeat myself just because I don't know where this started. But yesterday, somebody was saying, hey, how do I start getting that Christmas cash? If you're starting your business now and trying to make money now, which is just mere weeks before Christmas, you are too late. And we'll discuss in this stream how to prep your business to make that Christmas holiday cash. But before we get into all of that, go below the video. There's some money making gift and services below the video. That's it. Now let's jump into what you should do here at Hustlers Kung Fu, the place that you learn how to make money without a job. First of all, if you're going to be doing any kind of business and you're going to be trying to get some of that Christmas cash, you need to go ahead and start mapping out your Christmas cash for 2017 now. One of the problems that happens to so many people is they will go ahead and start something at the last minute. I want you to hear me. Stop waiting to the last fucking minute to do stuff. If you're trying to, quote, jump on the Christmas bandwagon right now, today is November 8th, you so late, everybody else is at the lunch and you still in the locker room. You hadn't even put your tracksuit on. That's how late you are. And you get a lot of people. So what are you going to do to prep your business for Christmas? Okay. First of all, this goes into some planning and this goes into doing some other things, such as, holy moly, I'm checking my stream. For some reason, it's a little erratic this morning. It may buffer a little bit. It may not. Don't know why it's doing all this stuff, but we will continue on until it shuts down. Also, I'm going to get rid of some stuff here, which should clear up some of that buffering. Yeah, this is live. And at some point in the future, when you see this, know that it was live, but it is not live. So you don't have to put that, is this live, in the comment section, which cracks me up. You just don't know how much it cracks me up. Okay, now, first thing you need to do is get yourself a business. What many people try to do this time of year is create a hustle. Maybe selling some Christmas trees, maybe selling some, that jump on that trend. But see, this is the thing. You're jumping into the marketplace when things are at the most expensive point for the product. I think last year or early this year, it was those boards that caught on fire. Everybody was trying to sell it. And then as everybody jumped in on that bandwagon, then they had some issues, right? They had some serious issues in terms of being competitive, in terms of pricing and getting inventory. Now, you gotta have your business established already. So if you're looking to make a lot of money next year doing Q4, as a lot of people used to like to call it, since this is from a corporate nomenclature such as the Fortune 500, you need to be making some money so you can escalate your money. And I think this is probably the best, actually the worst time of the year to start a business, because you're going into it when the waters are muddy. Everyone is being cutthroat. Like, give you an example. Apple released its new updates and they announced the updates October 27th, and the computers don't ship for 3 to 4 weeks. That's around Thanksgiving for they ship. So why did they release that? To take advantage of Q4. Now, how long ago did they plan this stuff? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years. All right. Yes, it started. Tanita, Ed, what's the best free inventory software? Okay. If you have a business, now everyone, Excel spreadsheet, that's going to be the best thing for you. What's up, Irvin? Part of this whole thing of prepping your business, like look, I'm just going to go way back how I used to do it. I knew that once the kids went back to school, once the weather started to change, once the leaves started to fall, that people were going to start spending more money. Now, this is something that you know, but you don't know. If you have kids, when your kids are out of school, they cost you more money. They eat more food because they're home all the time. There are activities, there are vacations. Now, this period called summer break takes so much money out of the general economy because a large segment of our population are parents. So, and it's a trickle down. Let me explain some other stuff to you because you're going like, I don't have any kids. This shouldn't impact me. But yes, it does. It impacts you greatly. And this is why. As that money is pulled out of the economy, then there's less money to hire you, to hire your services, to buy your products, to give your company money. So during the summer, there's this big slowdown. That's why, because those parents can't spend as much money as they normally do because the kiddos are out of school. So with that big breakout, August, September, depending on where you are in the country, kids go back to school, the money starts flowing again. Now, if you've been in business for a while, you kind of know this already, but you may have not broken it down the way that I just broke it down for you. So what you need to do, knowing that this is going to happen every year like clockwork, is prepping for that event before it happens. All right. So what did I just tell you? I just gave you the keys to the castle, right? I just gave you the secrets to the universe. The time to buy, the time to get ready for this is during the summer. That's when you need, at the latest, there are companies who are already having their Christmas product specials and stuff. That stuff's planned for 2017 already. They just haven't, ironed out all the details and got the wheels in motion. But if you want to be taking advantage of Q4, as it's called, or the fourth quarter, or whatever, you need to get started long before it happens. All right. So now you already had your lesson of how the economy works. While there are, August, September slow, June could be slow. I can go ahead and give you the calendar. From September to right around June, you can make money because the kids are in school. That's when they start getting out. So June, May, something like that. But see, there's some bumps. First bump, kids go back to school, right? Second bump, tax season. So you go to that first bump, August, September, straight to December, maybe January. And then there's another bump in there if you're an online merchant, that January, like starting the day after Christmas is when the other cash comes in. Why? Because people get gift cards, people get money, they get all this stuff for Christmas. So that's like, boom, the second bump. Then the third bump is tax season. Then the regular economy kind of kicks back in. So that's the fourth bump. And you ride that to June. Kids get out of school, May, June, depression. So this happens every year. And this is one of the things about people who run their businesses like their hustles and never actually jump into creating a business, and they don't understand these yearly cycles, these yearly events, which you can take advantage of if you prepare for them. Now, knowing what I just told you, like I said, I just gave you the keys to the castle. I just opened your eyes and I've dropped all these magic jelly beans on you, right? You've got to go ahead and put together a business plan. Get your business started. Start making money. Like I said, right now is probably the worst time to start a business, but you got to start somewhere. Now, I will give you a tip. You're going to start your business and you get your LLC. Guess what? Turn around January 1st, you're going to have to pay your registration fees again. So I would start, but I wouldn't get my LLC to January 1st. That's just me. I'm just saying, right? So you've got that, and that's for physical products. Now, if you're selling digital products, that's a whole different animal. So we're going to kind of gear this toward physical products just to make it simple, because digital products, that's a whole nother video. That's just totally different. And for those of you who want to get a jump on selling physical products, below the video, I've got something going on. Extra $30,000 a year. If you are rugged, ready, and bold enough. You got two ways to get into this. $1,500. You get lifetime access to the group, and you get two consults. And I need to go ahead and put this out in this video. I sent the email out. My consulting rate is $1,000 an hour. And if you want to, quote, get a discount, you need to be a member of one of my groups. So I'm just letting you know how to get that for the low. I sent that email out last night. I know some people was like, you're crazy. Well, in 2017, because of some things are going to happen, it's going to go up. But get those courses. Get started. Start building your business today. Now let's talk about what kind of physical products should you sell. That's the big question. And really, it's a bitch ass question, because the real question is, what's the best product for you? Because see, you're looking for something that the marketplace has already said, yeah, I like this. I'll pay money for it. That's what you're looking for. At that point in time, the marketplace is declining. So at that point, when it's hot, you know it's hot, everybody's buying it, the marketplace is in a state of decline. It's matured. It's reached the fourth stage. And that's when you want to get into the market and you wonder why you can never make any money. You want to get into the marketplace stage 1, which is unproven. Not a lot of people are buying. A lot of folks don't know about it. And it's still cheap to get in. It's still economical. It's still on that low. You can still get in and not break the bank. That's when you want to get in, when it's unproven. But everybody wants to get in, not at the first stage, not at the second stage, not even at the third stage, but they want to get in the fourth stage because I don't want to lose money. But the thing is, because you're in the fourth stage, it's almost assured that you will lose money. Kind of strange, isn't it? So how do you get in on that first stage? Research. You got to start researching things. Like the first time I saw that boosted board and that rolling thing, I knew they were going to sell like crazy. And whoever was in that market, if you didn't spend the money you need to spend to get into it. And the thing is, with physical products, you're going to have to spend. You're going to have to spend, and you're going to need 5 to 20 grand to really go in and do some damage. So that's the whole thing that you have to understand. Now, just keeping in the theme of this video and staying on point, first thing you need to do is get your business started. Second thing you need to do is start mapping out a plan to grow every month. The best way to get ready for Q4 is not to dedicate your whole year for just a few months, just 3 months. Your goal is to push your business where you are making more money month after month after month. Then you will take care of Q4 very easily. I've seen people get crazy. And also something else too that you should know about, quote, Q4. It is also the highest refund season of the year. And this is why I'm saying you want to have your business where it's consistently making money during the money months. So Q4 is like icing versus the potatoes, the meatloaf, the carrots, the cornbread, the rolls, muffins, whatever you like to eat. And because this is something else a lot of folks don't tell you. You're going to get massive fucking refunds and returns on a lot of this Jimmy stuff. You really are. And people don't talk about that because let's say your average sales are 100,000 a month, then Q4 boost you to 250, right? You might literally have 50 G's in returns with merchandise that you probably, I mean, you'll still make money, but I'm just giving you the real numbers. So have your business, push it to make money month after month, treat it as a startup, and begin sourcing your products when it's cheaper. That's all I got to say on that. Let's see what we got here. Nesting. What do you mean? Nesting. That's right. September, December's auto lines transition. Like, what do you mean? Like car sales? Sweet tax. Yolanda, hello. Yes, that is Culturally Hustler. It's $100 a month. Just something else while I'm here looking through the chat. I am going to, this is the new plan. This is the new strategy of how I'm running Hustlers Kung Fu. You'll come here, right, and you'll learn a lot of stuff on how to make money without a job. That's the channel mission. You will learn how to make money without a job. This is my free trial. This is it. This is the free trial. This is the archive. This is the research. This is the reviews, because I get a lot of people who are kind of like, hey, I saw your video. I followed it. I made $1,200. Hey, do you have a free trial? Now, I'm trying to run those people off. Let me say that again. I get this email quite frequently. Love your videos. Listen to it. Made some money. I made some money. Do you have a free trial? Now, this is just me. If I went to someone's resource and I had a free, something they put out that made me money, I would not be asking for a free trial. That's one of the reasons that I have reformatted the channel and I've changed a lot of stuff I'm doing. So just for those of you who are going to ask, there are no free trials. Hustlers Kung Fu, the YouTube channel, is it. That's it. So with that, back to the questions. Diana, Glendon will not charge what people are not going to pay. I got a friend that gets $5,000 an hour and he has a waiting list. See, and I'm going to go into this because this all kind of makes sense with prepping for Q4, because it's about a mindset. It's about having a different viewpoint. And part of it is, and one of the reasons so many businesses struggle, is this poverty mindset that if I pay someone something, I'm losing. Unless I get it really cheap, rock bottom prices, I can't win. That is a poverty mindset. I'm going to explain some other stuff about getting ready for Q4 and lining up your business. You got to structure your business. You have to have metrics so you know that June, did I do better in June than I did in May, or did I do worse? You've got to look at that stuff on a week-to-week basis, because Q4 is so exciting because it's just like a hockey stick. It's just like sales, boom, everybody's selling, people are buying, this is selling out, and there's all this activity, right? I don't want that. As you know, I'm not really big on launches. I put products out and I consistently sell them year round. I like that. A lot of people love launches. I'll tell you something else. A lot of people don't make money on launches. In terms of the time they spent, the effort, and the crazy and the insane hours. But business structure, go through the playlist, check them out for building your business. That's going to be the thing that will get you properly situated for Q4, and it will also set you up to make a lot of money. Now, let's talk about sourcing physical products. Okay, this is a big thing. People are like, hey, AliExpress, stuff from China. Okay. Walmart, biggest company in the world, most sales in the world, has transitioned and they've had to up the quality of their bullshit. Walmart was in trouble for a few years. They're still making a lot of money, but people are transitioning away from cheap bullshit. I don't know what, I don't even have anything here I can show you. when you start thinking of your products, step back take a few steps back. Think of populations. Think of audiences. Stop thinking of cheap bullshit that I can buy for 25 cents and sell for $3 to $5 and make all this margin and sell thousands of them. That's going to become very, very hard to do. Has that business model worked? Yes. Will it work in the future for some people? Yes. Will it work for as many people as it worked for just last year? This is not going to happen. So this is what's going to happen if you haven't seen it. Amazon is going to absorb all of those cheap bullshit markets. If it's a consistent, sustainable business model, Amazon is going to go out. They're going to create a model. They're going to have the buy box. They're going to sell way more than you, and they're going to drive your ass into the ground in terms of pricing and margin. And and if you're going to build your own website, why would you be selling a bunch of cheap shit? Unless, I'm just saying. Let's see. What we got over here? I'm speechless. Hey, I put out specials all summer. What did we just say in this video? The summers are slow. That's when you have to grind the hardest. I put stuff out all summer. People are like, I'll get it later. Hey, that's what it is. Yeah, when the kids are home. So you prefer trends? I don't prefer trends. I'm not a trend guy. No, I am not making a drop shipping course. Whenever you say drop shipping, that is synonymous with eBay and Amazon. And I will talk about that stuff a little bit, but I'm not going to have any drop shipping course or anything dedicated on drop shipping. What I will do is teach people how to do the things that I have done, because I want you to look, and this is part of having business models in your business. If you go ahead and let's just say you're selling pink rabbits, right? Pink furry rabbits. Who doesn't like pink furry rabbits? You're selling pink furry rabbits, and that's going well. And then there's this company out there that sells blue bamboo, and they don't know shit about selling stuff online, but you do. So you go ahead and go to this company and say, look, I will sell your product, but this is what I need. I need you to set aside X amount of product that, that's for me to sell. You can't sell it. And then when I sell it, I'll bring you money. So you've got your pink rabbits going here. Then you brought your blue bamboo in, right? And you're running it on the same infrastructure. But the thing is, it's not costing you any money. That's the kind of stuff I'm gonna teach, like the whole drop ship lifestyle. I'm not doing that. And this is what's funny. The video I did yesterday, the first ad that pops up on it is run by the dropshiplifestyle.com. That shit cracked me up. I have a screenshot of it. But that's what I'm gonna teach. I'm not gonna be doing because see, what I've learned and why it's taking me so hard to transition out of the reseller niche is when you say certain words, people make instant connections. You say drop shipping, Amazon, eBay, Shopify. Instantly. That's what the people who have done a really good job of marketing. I'm not hating, I'm not throwing shade, but when you use those words, those are the populations that you attract. I don't want that population. I don't want those people, because 99% of the people who try to do all of this Amazon, eBay tomfoolery bullshit will fail, and then they will come on YouTube and they will leave posting blogs how unsuccessful they were when they never really had a business model to begin with. I don't want those people. I want folks who are brave and rugged, who want to build something that's harder, but it's more durable. Oh, there's a cat here who watches the channel. He sells dog collars, 6-figure business from nothing. Dog collars, not overly exciting, but when you look at the population, when you look at the audience, how many people do you know who have dogs? You probably know at least 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. And every one of those dogs has a dog collar. That's a huge population. That's a huge market. But then people don't think about it because it's not sexy. Let's see, what do we got here? Larry, I understand you've made millions of dollars, but do you have millions of dollars? Larry, you sound like a bitch. And I'm going to say this. Hustler porn has ruined business marketing and business education. I don't have millions of dollars. Nope, I don't. I created a trust fund for my kids. Now, who here has talked about that on this channel? Nobody. Why? Because they know, Larry, you want a Porsche so you can get some big booty bitch. You want a big house so you can flex. You don't know anything about legacy. You don't know anything about building something for the future, creating a situation where your children don't have to work. They ain't talking about that shit because they ain't doing it. Most of these cats make 6 figures and they pretend like they're living like 7. Let's see. What's here? I'm going to be extremely rude to those folks who are judging me on people who I know to be full of bullshit. You know what the lease is on the Ferrari? $1,500 a month. You make a 6 figures, you can pull that off. You notice how these cats never live in a house? They always live in condos. You can rent a swank ass condo in most cities, anywhere from, $1,500, $4,000. You can do that on 6 figures. Wake up, people. Stop acting like little bitches like, ooh, he got a new suit on. He got a nice car, but he lived with his mama. Let's see. All right, what's here? Do you think your t-shirt business is... Nope, not doing that. What I'm going to do, and this is what I'm kind of saying about what you guys should do. You should pick a business model that is durable and not trendy. Something that you can build on year after year after year. That's how you make money, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. Let's see. So I have my stuff on Etsy and a link on my website that takes people back to. You should have a completely independent website of that. Doggy daycare about 40. No. Stay out the. No, that's bitch talk. I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons that I have reoriented this channel. I have changed things because I don't want to attract those people. If you get more excited at seeing someone else make money and you ain't making money, something wrong. Something really, really wrong. And I see that. It's like, oh, show me a taste. I will say this. I'm in my basement, right? This is my basement. This is the office. It's got 3 studios down here, right? I see people claiming to make 7 figures who are doing their podcasts and shit from a cracker box. But people believe because they want to believe. No, Larry, let's go ahead and talk about it. You did strike a nerve. Because I'm sitting here talking about concepts, business models, and things to build a business. And you're talking about money with no plan. You're not asking an intelligent question. And more than likely, if I was to go to your channel, you would be watching hip hop. Advertising. Let's see. No, big booty bitches are not the best. I like women with muscle. That's just me. All right, let's see. I love how people come here on my stuff and then try to refer people to other people's stuff. That's amazing. All right, now let's get back to building a business year after year. All right, this is how it works. You start your business year 1. You don't make a lot of money, right? But because you've built your business and you stayed in your lane, the next year you make some more money. Then the 3rd year you make some more money. Like when I had my furniture business, one of my friends, he begged me to stay in it because I didn't make a lot of money my first year. We did 1.2 million gross sales and only brought home like 35, 40 grand. I felt fucking depressed. And then I got into the used furniture business and storage auctions. But a friend of mine who stayed in the business, they struggled worse than I did. They struggled much worse than I did. Now, about 10 years in, they did 19 million. They did 10 million. And is they stay with it. So one of the things I'm doing, and one of the reasons that I'm not doing all this stuff and why I actually am running certain people off, is I'm creating a media company and an education company. And the longer that I stay in the same spot versus hustler porn, a lot of these folks, they're making money. They're making money fooling you people thinking that they're rich. And a lot of you go for it because there's this thing that's called a hero's journey. And it starts with struggle. Star Wars is predicated on it. The Matrix is predicated on it. Raiders of the Lost Ark, they're predicated on these stories. And they touch us on this primal level. And what it does is it creates this drive. It hits the hindbrain. So the hindbrain, and there's this book, it's called Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. The hindbrain, it really gets past your controls. I'm going to give you an example, and don't do this stuff. All right. Now, I'm not going to give you the example because I will get this video pulled down if I put this out because it works too well. But essentially, I want you to think of there's your resolve, there's your common sense, and then there's your control, right? Well, when you using the hero's journey and other mental devices, you get past that, you can get past people's reasoning. It's just you tap into an emotional level. And the thing is, this is what a lot of people are doing, and folks don't understand because it's very powerful. And I've noticed, like when you talk about business channels, very few of them talk about business. They talk about mega successes, but they never actually here's a roadmap. Here's the plan. They never talk about it because all of that stuff touches your primal buttons. It touches that hindbrain. And that's why I don't want those people on there because mark my words, all of those folks that so many people are in love with, they won't be around in 3 to 4 years, if that long. Let's see. Does it matter if my stuff on Etsy is priced more than on my website? Same products, just on. All right, don't do that. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't do that. Your stuff on your website should be more. It shouldn't be less. You're not going. All right, this is the thing with Etsy and your website. Etsy has all of this fundamental trust, so they'll pay more money on Etsy than they will on your website. That's a branding issue. Etsy's branded, they have trust, they have marketplace. They're well known in the marketplace. You don't have that. But you should have your stuff priced more expensive on your website. And I'll tell you how I learned this lesson. You should have it priced more on your website because what will happen is when you do get a sale, you'll make more money, you'll get a better customer. Oh, this is cool. Larry is like saying, I don't want that doctor will cure me unless he has cancer too. Pretty much. Hey, Larry. And see, this is something else too. I'm going to say this. If you notice, Larry hasn't left. Now, this is me, and I think many of you the same way. If there's someone you don't believe in, why would you stay around and listen to him? That's like dating a girl you say you don't like. Why are you still here, Larry? Because I see you in the comments, but you're still here. That speaks volumes. Many things change, but the principles are the same. Very, very true. All right, now let's talk about the whole thing with your website. When you start your website, nobody knows who you are, right? That's going to be one of the biggest burdens that you will have, and that's where branding comes in and things that you will have to do that will be very, very hard. It'll be really, really hard. Years ago, let's talk about this channel. It used to be Glendon 007, right? And I didn't really know what I was doing, right? If I knew what I know now, I would have started this channel off as Storage Auction Fortunes. It would have been Storage Auction Fortunes, and I would have talked about nothing but storage auctions, right? And then when I segued into business advice, I would have created another channel. That's what I learned in branding, because if I branded this channel, I could have left it alone, did some links under the videos, because there are people who are doing it. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to send traffic to someone else's channel, but essentially all they market is a wholesale list. That channel is predicated to send people to that list, and I'm quite sure they make 6 figures a year doing that. They have maybe 40 videos on the channel. Gets about 200,000 views a month, and it's roughly automated. So it's pretty interesting that when you do things like that. Now, we're going to talk a lot about branding, and that's looking kind of crazy. We're going to talk a lot about branding and some other stuff, because that's going to be very important for you to distinguish yourself from everyone else. And you have to, because if you're selling widget A and widget B for $10, what's the difference? Who's closest? Which is easier? Which website's a little bit better? You don't want to be playing that game. You really don't. All right, so that's kind of like the gist of it, that you need to build a business. You need to get that stuff rolling and going before you jump into the fourth quarter. And just in saying, I will continue to run off these people who are looking for magical jelly beans, who are looking to get rich in 24 months with no real work. I will continue to talk about them like the jackasses that they are. I will continue to talk about their principles, because one of the problems, and I take full responsibility, is many of the videos, the earlier videos I put on this channel, have people thinking that they've become very wealthy or well off very quickly because I've had a few really amazing experiences, and people kind of think that is the norm, and that's not true. And that's one of the things that, and I've been saying that, but people, when I put out a video that says I spent $1 on this storage unit and I made 62 grand, people hear dollar and 62 grand. They don't hear nothing else. And I've had to learn that with messaging. All right, what do you think of these bots that are now taking over? It seems to be bumping up followers, very good for physical items. No. Anybody that's using this stuff, they win short term, but sooner or later, whatever platform they're manipulating on is going to put out a algorithm that's going to make them ineffective, and these people are going to get banned. I know people who've had their Google AdSense account banned. I know people who had their Facebook accounts banned. They can't get any more. So you do this stuff, it can work, but it's not going to work for long. And once again, as I was putting in the first lesson for beginners for the new revised 30 days to 2,500, it was, you got 3 things that you need to focus on. And like I was saying last night in that course, not as many people are making money online as you think they are. Whenever I go to these meetings, and I'm a pure internet person. And when I mean pure internet, I make all my money from online. I have no physical location. I don't really talk to people. I started going to networking events because I realized that I'm working in a silo and I need to know more. And I'm, meeting people, folks you would know. I'm not going to say names. And find out I make just as much money or more money than they do. And that shit blew my mind. And there's a lot of people like me who are working in their business, who are making a lot of money, but nobody knows who the hell they are. And I think that they are probably in the best situation. It took me 6 years to even talk about marketing, so just saying. I mean, that's a very important thing, because, I know about your journey. And one of the things that happens, and what I'm going to do more and much better on this channel, is talk about the real mechanics of business that a lot of folks don't talk about, because they're boring. The stuff that works, that makes you money consistently, is boring. It's not exciting as a Ferrari. It's not exciting as, hey, I'm here in such and such exotic location at a mastermind talking about blah, blah, blah. That's exciting. And that's hustler porn. And I think that some of those guys had to adapt those tactics, because there's several videos, and you can look here on YouTube where people are talking about wonderful business advice that don't have a lot of views. They just don't. It's like people don't really want that. They want to be entertained more than they want to be wealthy. So it's just really, really interesting. But we'll talk about that because the best way to attack Q4 is from a long-term perspective. Don't think of this Q4, think of the next 10 Q4s and how you're going to handle it. Because when you have that kind of long-range planning, and I know a lot of well-known internet people like, hey, I don't have a plan, I have no long-term plan, I just do stuff. I actually think that's bullshit. And this is why. I don't have it. Well, I've got, no, that will just create, well, let's see, let me get this. All right. This is some of my worksheets, right? I plan everything out, right? I don't hit stuff during the timelines that I have set for myself, but I've got a 97% accomplishment rate. Everything that I sit down and plan out and write on paper and set goals and set a strategy, I hit it. I may not hit it when I want to hit it. That's the thing that drives me crazy, but I hit it. And I don't think that I am unique or remarkable in that regard. And that requires you to commit to something. And that's a big problem because people are like, I don't want to commit to things. I just kind of want to do what I want to do. And I'm not looking to actually go out here and commit to something. You know, I think that's a big problem for people. I think that is, let's see. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I'm just doing something real quick. I'll be back in a second. Hold on. All right. One of the things I do with trolls is I'll go look at their channel. And frequently, it is the same thing. Okay. I'm going to give you a lesson in mindset real quick here. If your playtime, and I want you to really understand this, if your playtime is steeped in bullshit and you're under 25, that's going to mess up your money. It's just going to mess up your money. Thanks, Jen. Let's see. I have a painting tool that I build and want to start marketing. What would be the best way to start? Kirk, I can't answer questions like that and be of service to you because I don't know who you are. I don't know what this does. I don't know what marketplace it is. I don't know the price point. I don't know the customer. Do you see how I just helped you there? You need to figure out all those questions before you go forward. Rugged. I'm at my shop right now and I'm loving this stuff, this live stuff, because I have you playing while I'm working. Great shit, man. Welcome to the live streams. If they work, because I tried this morning. What's the best way you forget about your past and its failures? I never forget. I've not forgotten the one. I've learned to live with them. I don't think you should forget them. I think you should learn to live with them. I think that is a very important thing, because forgetting, honestly, how can I put this way? I had a traumatic event that happened a few years ago where, you know, the police were involved. There was a lot of bullshit. I had to call the police on somebody. And I haven't forgotten that event, and I'll probably never forget that event. And I got like stressed out, and I've just moved to a point where I deal with it. I mean, I haven't forgotten it. I don't really think about it every day, but I haven't forgotten it. I don't think you should forget these. I think you should learn from those mistakes. And I think you should learn to be mentally tougher, because there are certain things that you just can't change. When something bad happens and you can't go back and rewrite history, instead of trying to forget it like it didn't happen, learn how to be stronger, learn how to be better, learn how to be more courageous, where you raise your humanity and you raise who you are to the point where that seems small, even though it happened, because you're so much bigger, if that makes any sense. What's up, Tech Leathercraft? Hey, sweet, finally call a live stream. Mr. Stacks, trolls always have something to say about your channel, and their channel is always worse than yours. Part of it is there's a lot of dudes who want to do what I'm doing, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm myself. I live how I want. I speak how I want. And that's not how everybody's living. I know that that cost me some customers. I know I would make a little bit more money if I cleaned up my language and, I pretended to be someone I wasn't. But what's the point in doing that? Typically, when a troll comes after me with that money tip, that's kind of steeped in that rap mythology, where you see the rappers with brick, holding a brick of money up to their head and stuff. That's where that comes from. It's really coming from a position of, I don't feel like I have any power in life. I don't have any money. I have no authority. Nobody knows who I am. No one gives a fuck who I am. So I see someone who kind of has some of what I want. And instead of learning from that person, I am going to try to tear him down. A friend of mine has this thing, demo people. If I can't have it, I'm going to tear it down. And that's what a lot of it is. And I think essentially I'm just going to do a much better job of messaging and running these people off, because what happened with that was when other people started to chime in, and this always happens with trolls. When 2 or 3 other people attack them, they run because they weren't expecting that. They just thought that they would be able to talk smack and be gone. Just what the heck? Message redacted. That's the thing, because when I sit down with you guys and I tell you this stuff, I'm telling you stuff I've done or I am doing. I don't tell you this stuff. I'm in a position to write books because I've done stuff from failing so much. And that's some other stuff that's going to come. Like for those of you who are in the Culturally Hustler and those of you who are in the Video Marketing Tribe, you're going to love Creative Pimping. That's going to be my intellectual property, creativity, monthly genius drop. It's going to be printed. And then Hustlers Kung Fu, Pimping Your Mind for Success. That's going to be wild. I've decided that I'm going to teach you something that I learned. I can't put it on YouTube. I don't want to put it on a blog because this is some really good information and I don't want to be ripped off. So I was thinking, how can I put this out for the people who care about it and want it, but protect myself? And I'm going right back to my roots, because I'm going to put these ideas in a book. It'll be a book every month, and I'm going to copyright it. So if I get ripped off, I can sue someone and get compensatory statutory damages, which are significant. Do your thing more. I'm also multitasking while listening to this live chat. Thanks for the link. I know you can't give the hindbrain example. Can you provide a reference of the example? Nope, I can't. But it's going to be in Hustlers. Part of it's a marketing thing. And it's going to be definitely in Creative Pimping, and it might be in both because they're both paid publications, but it's how I learned how to do a lot of stuff, trial and error. Best business account online, I'm gonna say Grant Cardone, because Grant's actually done the shit he talks about. I found Grant used to struggle. Grant hired some people. There was this, I don't know, Google it, see if you can find it. Grant had Gary Vee, and if you don't know, Grant Cardone has more money than Gary Vee. And there was this moment where Grant was like, shit. And that's because, see, it's different. I like Gary Vee, and what Gary Vee is doing is pimping us, anyone that watches his video, to leverage that into influence so he can go ahead and charge these big companies multiple millions of dollars. I ain't hating. I'm just saying how that game is played, and a lot of folks don't know it. Shonda Lee, I am an Army vet. Army has a huge obesity problem. I'm with a multi-level marketing with weight management. How do I enter this market? Sign up. I don't really know anything about multi-level marketing. I don't do it. Let's see. Let's go over here. So if you get the video marketing, you get this too, or will that be a separate sale? Okay, let me break it down for you. I've got 3 Facebook groups. Definitely keeping 2. And each Facebook group is part of a paid product. There is the Video Marketing Tribe, which is how to do YouTube, how to do other forms of video to get traffic. That's a completely separate thing. And then there's Culturally Hustler. That's my business group. That's for stuff like this. How to start a business. So all that's separate. And one of the mistakes I made was not separating it early. Going back to my example, and for those of you that know, I have another YouTube channel that I started recently, and I'm going to start another one and possibly a fourth one. I may have four. Let's see, two new channels will start this week. One's already started. Another one's going to start probably today or tomorrow. And then I may start another one. So I'm going to have 4 YouTube channels. Now, why? Because I'm a multimedia company. I am intellectual property. I'm a writer. I'm a creative person. Those are my strengths. That's where, I finally hit the point where I've made more money doing this than I did storage auctions. And I've only been, it's wild. I did it faster. So this is where I'm going to be. The painting tool I make sells for $25 and my customers will be contractors. It would pay for itself or the first 5 gallons of paints. I have a website about it. I don't want to get bogged down by shipping. Okay, Kirk, here's the thing. And this is a good question. Stop thinking that you can run your business like established businesses. You need to get bogged down by shipping. You need to go through all of those phases so you know how to run a real business. This is why so many people fail, because they don't want to get bogged down by shipping. Earlier this year, I talked to 400 people. I didn't hire anybody. I actually picked up the phone and talked. Put the number on the channel, talked to 400 people, and it was hard. It wore me out, but I learned so much that I would have not learned even if I had hired someone. So what I'm saying to you is you got to do a lot of this shit yourself in the beginning until that will give you the ability to hire someone. If I hired a company to answer, phone calls, I would know exactly what to tell them now because I did it. You need to do it first. You don't have to do it forever, but you need to do it first. You need to do every phase of your business and know it. Then that helps you hire people. That helps you market better. There's so many things that you get from doing this. This streams about starting business. One of the things, and this is the 2009 Glendon, is staying on point. We're talking about business. We're talking about fourth quarter, and those are the only questions I will answer. I don't know how you can take it to the Army. I don't know anything about that. Definitely so excited about this Christmas season, but I prepared for the beginning of 2016. Listen to Glendon early, and take that action right then consistently. I'm telling you, I laugh at people who are talking about trying to get into Q4. Amazon has locked it down where you can't even, toys have been locked down for years. You just couldn't go on Amazon and start selling toys unless you had been selling them consistently and they knew that you were a good merchant and they could trust you to service their customers. Understand, those Amazon's customers, they're not yours, and they're very, very protective of them, and they should be. So it should be really, really interesting. All right, so we're at 52 minutes. This thing seems to be working now. I'll take a few more questions, and then I am going to go work on one of the versions of my monthly new books. I'm not going to call it the newsletter because it's going to be more than a newsletter. It's probably going to be 10 to 15,000 words, maybe 20,000 words. I will have them printed up and they will come to your address. And if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, be sure to, because Hustlers Kung Fu is the place to learn how to make money without a job. If you're willing to work, like I said, you will hear me go off on people who ask what I call bitch mode questions. How much money you have? I don't care how much money Michael Jordan has. I look at his work ethic. I look at the fact that Mike made less money when he was playing than he makes now. And I ask myself, how did he do that? How did Michael Jordan create a process and a business model where he makes $100 million a year and he didn't make that his whole playing career? That's deep. And I'm more excited about that process, that mechanism, the technique than the money, because the money can't get the money. The process and the technique, that gets the money. And so many people are hyped up because they think money's going to solve their problems. It's going to make them a better person. Money's just a tool. That's all it is. I don't know. Should you mark your prices up and down for the holidays? I have no clue. I don't know. And I'll answer you honestly because part of this thing is I don't know what you're selling. I don't know what your marketplace is. I don't know what your competition is. There's a lot of variables that come in there. And one of the things that I'm doing to be a better consultant is not to be giving bad advice. I rather give no advice than bad advice, if that makes sense. Any more questions before I shut this puppy down? Any more? Anything else? Now let's see. All right. I'm going to try to think about I like this, Jen. Glenn just won't give you info. You will get an assignment, do the work, you see the results. That's one of the big problems I have is many people will see, because I sat in a room with some people you would know, and I've listened to some stories. And the thing is, we're all people. They're people just like you are. And a lot of them have been in some really interesting situations. All right. As a vet, you know very well trying to sell stuff to a government entity such as the Army and the Marines. That's unless you go into Army Corporation, the top brass, and say, hey, and introduce it where you become like a contractor and become a preferred vendor. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to get in and you got to go to the business side of the Army. You got to prove that the things will work and become a vendor. You got to get on their vendor program. And I don't know if they're going to do a multi-level marketing thing in the military. They're pretty conservative in that regard. And one of the things is, and this is me, I'm not a fan of multi-level marketing. I'm not going to hate it, but there are people who've been very successful with it, right? And they've worked their asses off. If you're going to do that level of work, why not do your own business? That's just my way of thinking. That's just what I believe. Let's see what we have going on here. Cool. And I will say the level of trolls has gone way down because once again, when you draw certain things, and a lot of that was with the storage auction reseller stuff, which is very exciting. You spend $1, you make $50. That's incredibly exciting. You spend $1, you make $100. You spend $100, you make 2,000. That's very, very exciting. Most businesses just don't work that way. They just don't. But they're more consistent. Because typically you got to find some kind of marketplace inefficiency to make that kind of thing work. All right, for those of you who are interested, who want to be part of something wonderful, something magnificent, an extra 30 days, an extra 30 grand a year. It would be nice to get an extra 30 days a month, but an extra $30,000 a year, the new revised 30 days to $2,500. It's going to be pretty wild. It's going to be interesting because this is how it works. Because there's some people a little confused. I had someone send my assistant this question. I saw it this morning about, will this work in Italy? From a government standpoint in taxes, I know nothing about VAT tax and all that. You will have to figure that out. But there's 3 cores. There's 3 things that you need to focus on. You need to have something to sell. You need to have someone that will buy it. And you need to have a way to let them know that you have it for sale. Those are the 3 things you need to work on. When I started this channel, that's the 3 things I worked on. And those were the results. I didn't do anything else. I really pulled back from a lot of social media because when you look at the math and you look at what the big companies are doing, it's real interesting. Procter & Gamble, which spends $7 billion a year on marketing, has reduced their Facebook spend. They got the money, but they reduced their spend. Why? Because it wasn't working. So it's a whole different thing. You kind of got to look at what you're doing and compare. Because I see a lot of people who, hindbrain mythology, big company, this guy, he was down and out. He started this business. 6 months later, he's making 100 grand. His life changed. Rah, rah, rah. That's hindbrain stuff. And people are buying it because it works. It just works. Willie, Brazil, what are your thoughts on ClickFunnels? I don't know anything about ClickFunnels. I will say this. I know a lot of people who use it and are very happy with it. But my thing is, what I'm doing is I am making my funnel as small as possible. But I know a bunch of people. I will say that because I know a bunch of people who use it and they make a lot of money with it. So it's definitely effective to some degree, I would say. Any more questions? If not, go below the video, grab that. There's some other stuff down there below the video, and be sure to subscribe. And I will be out at exactly 60 minutes.